Every day begins with a need to move with purpose, to shop without stress, to send without fear, to pay without delay. For every rider chasing time, for every home that needs restocking, for every voice that needs connection, for every dream that needs delivery. Now, one app brings it all together.
Supercab, move smart, ride safe, supermarket, groceries, gadgets, everything. Supercash, airtime, bills, transfers, done. Super logistics, fast, secure, right to your door.
It's more than an app. It's your movement, your market, your money, your connection, all in one place. Supergo, one app for services endless. Download Supergo today. Live free, live fast, live smart.
No time to shop, no stress. With Supergo, your groceries comes to you. Partner with trusted vendors, verified stores, no delay, no excuses, just values. Supergo Supermarket, your market now in your hands. With Supergo, your ride is comfortable, easy and convenient. Supergo is more than an app. It's a movement, moving people, powering threats, delivering value.
Every day begins with a need to move with purpose, to shop without stress, to send without fear, to pay without delay. For every rider chasing time, for every home that needs restocking, for every voice that needs connection, for every dream that needs delivery. Now, one app brings it all together.
Supercab, move smart, ride safe, supermarket, groceries, gadgets, everything. Supercash, airtime, bills, transfers, done. Super logistics, fast, secure, right to your door.
It's more than an app. It's your movement, your market, your money, your connection, all in one place. Supergo, one app for services endless. Download Supergo today. Live free, live fast, live smart.
No time to shop, no stress. With Supergo, your groceries comes to you. Partner with trusted vendors, verified stores, no delay, no excuses, just values. Supergo Supermarket, your market now in your hands. With Supergo, your ride is comfortable, easy and convenient. Supergo is more than an app. It's a movement, moving people, powering threats, delivering value.
Hey Taraba State, let's ascend to the future. Imagine a world where entertainment, transportation, finance and commerce are at your fingertips 24/7. Welcome to the future. Taraba Business School and Taraba News proudly present a revolutionary lineup of products and services designed to transform your life. Sun TV, your premier 24/7 destination for local and international entertainment, news and educational content. Come to the broadcast of News Hour on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of World News on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of news across Nigeria on Super Media Television.
This is Sport Daily on Sun TV.
Good morning, Nigeria. This is the morning show from Sun TV.
Supercab, safe, convenient and affordable 24/7 transportation services across Jalingo and Taraba State. Unlock seamless 247 financial transactions, easy loans, and rewarding savings with our innovative mobile banking solution. Taraba Online Markets. Buy and sell local and exotic products. Connect with suppliers and grow your businesses 247 with our vibrant e-commerce platform. TBS e-learning. Access the wall of knowledge with our comprehensive online courses and myriad of professional programs. SuperSoft. Unlock exclusive subscription-based services, discounts, and reward. Don't miss this groundbreaking products and services. Join us as we all celebrate in the future and experience the future today. Taraba Business School and Taraba News, empowering your future 247. Ascend to the future.
Keep watching Sam TV.
Good morning, Nigeria. It's a bright Wednesday on the Sam TV Morning Show. I am Abraham Minor Judah, and we are welcome to inform you. We welcome you to another day of informed conversation and national reflection. Today, we turn our lens on one of the most pressing issues confronting our nations, that is insecurity. But beyond the headlines and beyond the blame game, it is time for Nigerians to stop viewing this challenge from a single angle. Insecurity is not just a military problem. It is not just a government problem. It is not just a regional problem. It is not just a religious problem. It is not just an ethnic problem. It is a complex, multifaceted national crisis that demands an holistic understanding from the economy to unemployment, from porous borders to local intelligence failures, from justice to social cohesion. Until we see the full picture, we cannot find a full solution. And as the late statesman, Chief Obafemi Awolowo once said, the trouble with Nigeria is that we look at problems in fragments instead of as a whole. So this morning, we choose to look at the whole. Welcome to the show. And with me this morning is Mr. Ira Daniel Kukwen, the Director of News on Public Affairs of Sun TV. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Abraham.
Yeah. What's your take on the words of the late sage, Chief Obafemi Awolowo? We say the trouble with Nigeria is that we look at problems in fragments instead of as a whole.
Yes, when you don't tackle a problem holistically, there is tendency. So when you look at problems in fragments, you have the tendency to only tackle it from the perspective where you're seeing it. But if you handle it holistically, you have solved the problem and forestalling it from growing. When you cut off cassava, the way you place it on the ground, that there's a way to germinate it.
Again.
So when you look at problems in fragments, you're giving it the opportunity to regenerate from the perspective where it was ignored before.
Now, talking about the insecurity in Nigeria now, the narratives around insecurity, do you think it is holistic enough, or it is being looked at from different angles, from different fragments, different views? Do you think with this fragmentation of these issues, do you think we can really achieve much?
Yes, I think the problem with Nigerian security is the fact that is it that we don't have funds, or is it that we have not divulged sufficient funds to security? That's what I think.
Well, we have divulged. We've not made use of those funds.
That is what I'm saying. If it has been divulged, it means corruption and other realities took hold of it, and it was not put to good use. You will discover that over the years, we've looked at it from a perspective where it is poverty-driven, it is illiteracy-driven, it is economically driven, and other. We've looked at it all-encompassingly like that. But I think the resources and the way we try to harness it and say, okay, this is government, we want to fight insecurity from the perspective of the economic perspective of it, and we're going to channel resources to see to it that the economic reasons that is giving people reasons to go into crime, into these criminalities, is being forestalled, will be circumvented by public office holders and other people whose responsibility is to see to it that the government policies see the light of the day.
Now, apart from, I don't even want to talk with this government policy we've talked about. I'm talking about the way we report, especially the media. The way individuals report insecurity. We tend to report insecurity in such a manner that suits narratives. I'm looking at narratives now. We tend to report insecurity based on the narratives we want to push. Now, the narrative is Christian genocide. But to me, I think the problem of insecurity in Nigeria is way much deeper than just narrowing it to that. There's an issue with Christian communities being attacked, but the insecurity is much wider than that. If we just limit ourselves to that direction, I think we may just not solve the whole problem. Just like that cassava stem, we cut off this side and the other side begins to germinate. Then again, we seem not to place emphasis on stories of insecurity that is not sensational. Just some feud over the weekend. There was serious issues of communal clashes in Karim Lamido. But because it can't be properly labeled to suit narrative, no story about it. Look at what happened in Amadu village in this thing. No narratives around it. The people there are going through the same thing that the people in Kogi, Kebbi are going through, if not worse. But what made theirs worse is that no national coverage, no sympathy, no news. It comes, it goes, they lose their lives, they lose their properties. But because it doesn't suit narratives, it ends like that.
Well, if I want to look at it from the perspective of the reportage, I think it is oversaturated, such that some that are actually very important are not being covered.
What of if, let me ask you a question, what of if it was that community, there's a religious tension in there? Will it go under the radar like this?
It is possible. We've seen instances where, there are instances where.
I'm telling you, if there was a religious coloration to it, I'll be sitting right here in Jalingo and I have people from the US sending me videos of Muslim killing Christians, Christian killing Muslims in Taraba. I've seen such.
It is possible.
I've seen such. And I think it's not helping.
All I'm trying to say is there is need for us to downplay the Christian-Muslim narrative, considering the realities of Nigeria. To hype it is dangerous.
Very, very dangerous. And that is what we're doing.
That is what we're doing, actually. That is what many of us are doing. So I think the truth is that the narrative in Nigeria is not that Muslims are killing Christians. It is criminals killing Nigerians. That is the best narrative to this thing. For reasons best known to whosoever is perpetrating it, somebody may say it is Muslims that are killing Christians, it is Christians that have been victimized on other communities like that. I would prefer to go with the narrative of Rukwen Semori and Bishop Kuka, who said the killings are not tied to religion. They are not tied to, they are not genocide in the true definition of the concept of genocide. They are factors, economic factors, criminalities, and other things like that. Other than the narrative we're pushing, Christians have been killed, we must admit. Muslims have been killed too. You understand?
Depending on where the insecurity takes place.
It's happening. Before the hula baloo about Muslims are killing Christians, right in the middle of it, we saw attack in Kebbi State, where some school of thought are saying the location where the school was located is a Christian area, so most likely it will be Christians that have been attacked. Before you know it, the video came out of the woman whose husband was killed, that you know clearly from the way she's expressing herself that she's a Muslim. So at times,
and then narrative just died of
died natural death. You understand? So at times we push things that suits our thoughts without going the empirical way. You don't make proper analysis, investigations to bring it out based on statistics and facts. We say, okay, because it is Jos, definitely it has to be Christians. If it is in Southern Taraba, definitely it has to be Christians. There are instances where Christians and Muslims were both stopped in a vehicle and both of them were kidnapped. All of them suffered the same kind of pain. At that point in time, religion was not important. It is the criminality that those people want to perpetrate that was ready.
Well, let's go to the papers without wasting much of our time. We have the Punch. On the Punch, let's go to the major headline there. Say U.S. lawmakers, Nigerian reps hold fresh sessions over rising insecurity in Nigeria. Committees of the United States Congress on Tuesday in Washington, D.C. held a joint briefing over the ongoing kidnappings and alleged persecution of Christians. The session was held at the instance of President Donald Trump, who earlier on October 31st instructed the House Appropriation Committee to investigate what he described as the slaughter of Christians in Nigeria and report their findings to the White House. Separately, the Nigerian House of Representatives will also debate the state of security in the country on Wednesday today. At the Congress session led by House Appropriation Vice Chairman and National Security Subcommittee Chairman Mario Diaz-Balart brought together members of the House Appropriation and House Foreign Affairs Committees alongside religious freedom experts. Participants include Reps Robert Aderholt, Riley Moore, Brian Mast, Chris Smith, U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom Chair Vicky Adzla, Alliance Defending Freedom International, Sean Nelson, and Dr. Ebenezer Obadiah of the Council on Foreign Relationship. There's Balart began a briefing by describing global religious freedom as a moral obligation and an essential American interest, emphasized that no one should have fear for their safety because of how they choose to worship. Well, that is the U.S. House there, having a sitting on insecurity in Nigeria. In all of this, how do you think the Congress session, what exactly do you think we need from the Americans on this stage?
We need security cooperation. We need intelligence sharing. We need, do I call it coalition? In this fight against insurgency and criminalities, and just like former president of the US called it war on terror. On this war on terror, there is a need for us to begin to work together such that it will not be a blame game. It is not going, it's not supposed to go the way it is going now. When the US begin to break down the throat of everybody that Christians are being killed and that is all that is concerning them, then I think it is based on a very wrong premise, and a premise that may end up being some kind of, what do you call it, a cake of gunpowder. Immediately it is triggered, so many heads will roll. And you may be surprised that US may not be around at that point in time. I feel they should give us the resources that they want, give us the intelligence. This is where we see these people are. This is the roads they follow. We can send in our drones, we can send in our marine, we can send in whosoever we feel is capable of dealing with them to come and synergize with the security architecture in Nigeria and fight these people, put them to a standstill. The way it is going now, the US, I know, before such attacks are launched, you get the approval of the National Congress and other things like that. These are procedural, which is okay, but I'm looking at it that at the end of the day, we are going to fight insurgency, we're going to fight terror, in synergy with US and Nigeria, putting their heads together and resources together to fight these people, not premise on the fact that it is Christians that are being killed, but on the fact that Nigerians are being killed. And there is a need for governments of Nigeria and US standing up for these people that have been killed.
Now, I want to look at this point by a US committee, Congress member. They say, okay, I think talks about it talks about the policy goal should be twofold. First, work with the Nigerian military to neutralize Boko Haram. Second, the United States should put pressure on President Tinubu to make Sharia law constitutional in the 12 northern states where it has been adopted since 2000 and disband the various Isbal groups. Now, I want to look at this. Can the president make Sharia law unconstitutional?
Well,
is this a call that the president can make to the 12 states who their federating units add legislation?
From the political perspective, there is a way you can influence it politically. But what if you influence it and they turn it down and they refuse to do what you want? But come to look at it, is that the problem? Is that the problem why insurgency is raging? Is it because there is Sharia law? Is it because of what do you call these people? Hizbah in Kano and other places like that. Is it the reason why this insurgency is raging? What is the contribution of Sharia law and its implementation in 12 northern states to the insurgency that is raging? Is it that Sharia law permits that insurgency should rage, to come and kidnap school girls and other things like that? I think we're running away from the truth. I think so. That is what I think. If people, there are countries that practice Sharia and they still don't have these issues.
Well, and even constitutionally, I think there's a part of the Constitution which they inch on to come up with this Sharia law. So, do you? I think what we should be talking about. You can't pressure people not to legislate laws that if it suits.
That is it. And just like you said, if it is a particular aspect of the Nigerian Constitution that they hinge the practice of Sharia on, are you now pressuring them to do what is illegal, considering that what they are doing now is legal?
Yes.
According to the
the laws that guide it.
Yes, the boundaries of the Nigerian Constitution. What they are doing, it is not some illegality. It is something that is acceptable, considering that it is those various centers of assembly that enacted those laws, and it has come to be enforced. The best thing for us to do is to look away from the politicizing of the religious positions and look at these things holistically. I've not seen any state government that has practiced Sharia that has come out to say this kind of jihad, quote, that is being perpetrated by these criminals is endorsed by the Sharia that is practiced in those states. There are instances where Katsina, Zamfara, and all those states were attacked.
They've been attacked severally.
So you see, it's not as if that the problem is Sharia itself or Hizbah itself. I've not seen, though there are instances where their excesses have been questioned.
Yes, Hizbah. Just like every Amotekun, ESN, they always have excess. Even the police. And the military.
There is a way they have their excesses, and we've received reports of how these excesses have been checked. But predominantly, what Hizbah is doing is what is acceptable in the law. They are not doing anything wrong, except for some here and there.
With that, well, I just hope that this discussion should be broader than. I think I stand to be corrected. I think the U.S. House Committee, those have been speaking, I've listened to many of them. They are limiting, maybe the knowledge they have of what is going on is limited to what they are saying. But I think the insecurity in Nigeria deserves a more holistic view than narrowing it to just to what is happening in a certain part of the country, which I am from. But I know if we try to sort out what is going on in this our own part of the country where majority are Christians, and if death occurs there, majority will be Christians that die. If we solve this problem, and there's a bigger problem around us, we end up not solving anything. Why don't we just widen the cycle and look at it holistically, and let's see how we can solve everything? And I think the key to this is even solving those coming from outside, because the force is not from within, it's from without. Of course. So if we can solve from without, then it will cut off the fuel of those within, and I think we will just gradually be saying an end to this.
I remember during the attack of Yewata in Benue State, where a statement was issued that those who came and did the attack on Yewata were not Nigerians. That report was made. Maybe we should look at it from that perspective. And just like you said, we have to widen it. It's a good thing that they've started to give it attention. The attention the insecurity in Nigeria has gotten recently, because the U.S. began to talk about it from the perspective where it is Christians that are being killed, is encouraging. But I think the start is okay, but they should go ahead and widen it and say, okay, yeah, Christians have been killed, but non-Christians too have been killed. So let's look at it from where it is Nigerians that have been killed. Whether there are pagans too, there are people that don't even have that are falling by the guns of these criminals.
Well, let's go to another paper. Let's go to Daily Trust. Daily Trust, we have why Tinubu returned General Musa. The barring any last-minute change, the immediate past Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Gabwin Musa, retired, will be the next Minister of Defense following his nomination on Monday by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. General Musa left office as Chief of Defense Staff barely 5 weeks ago on October 30 in what was officially explained as a routine drill. His appointment was announced hours after former Governor of Jigawa State, Mohammed Badaru Abubakar, who had been serving that position since 2023, resigned on Monday. Following the announcement, there have been questions on reason for the appointment since he barely left office. A credible source around the presidency told Daily Trust last night that some minister close to President Tinubu suggested that there was the need to bring on board as Minister of Defense someone with military background and ample knowledge of the security challenges afflicting Nigeria. retired Brigadier General Kabir Galandanchi, when contacted, expressed confidence in the capacity of General Musa to support the president in addressing Nigerian security challenges. He said, we need somebody who has the understanding of the military in itself and its operation to help the president in executing most of the policies in dealing with the issues. He added that CG Musa has been part and parcel of the training, the impartial ways and means of solving this problem. Well, if you look at this, in the history of this democracy, the appointment of Chief of Defense Staff, Minister of Defense, I think no other one has gathered more sensation like this and that of the appointment of Lieutenant General Theophilus Danjuma in 1999. I think this is the second time. It was only in his appointment then, and even since this one even
what do you call it?
More sensation to me. So it shows that Nigerians are worried about the security situation, and they don't have confidence in the past Minister of Defense.
If experience is the best teacher slogan or mantra is something to go by, then General Musa is a round peg in a round hole. He has lots of experience, considering that he just left. Before he became Chief of Army Staff, then Chief of General Staff, he has been in theater of war, he has gathered a lot of experience. And there is something that he said shortly before he left the position of Chief of Defense Staff, where he said negotiating with terrorists is counterproductive. And I agree with you based on that. And there is this method too he introduced. If you remember, he talked about non-kinetic way of, though some people look at it as controversial. When you say non-kinetic is another method you can use to win war against terror, then you say negotiating with terrorists is counterproductive. I think that the technicalities are there for the experts in the security field to understand that they are actually two different things. He believes that when you go out for fight against terrorists, you don't show mercy, you crush them completely because they cannot be repentant.
Well, if you ask me, the way I live my life now, I don't judge people based on what they say. I've heard very beautiful speeches from people appointed in Nigeria, and at the end of the day, they do contrary to what they say. So I based on what he has said, well, good. But I'm not going to judge any Nigerian official based on what he has said in the past or what he's saying now. I'm going to judge them based on what he would do. So I think for General Musa, I'm happy that an experienced general who has risen to the point of being Chief of Defense Staff is now the Minister of Defense. And I don't think he has any excuse. And also the issue of kinetic and non-kinetic. In every situation, you need both kinetic and non-kinetic means of doing it. But the thing is that in Nigeria, we have not properly defined what is non-kinetic. What exactly qualifies for non-kinetic in Nigeria? Is it negotiation? Is it amnesty? Is it infiltration? We don't know. So these things, when they say non-kinetic, it covers a whole lot of means and ways. So I think what we need to do is, first of all, the Minister of Defense has to specify to us. Yes, definitely we can't use only kinetic, but they have to define the non-kinetic. You know, Nigerians are worried. How are these people being released without any fight whatsoever? You just speak to them and they and they say it's a non-kinetic way. So we have to define what is a non-kinetic so that Nigerians will know, okay, non-kinetic means calling them on phone and telling them we have surrounded you, release those children, and they will release it. We have to understand it because based on the past experience I have, people can say a lot of things, but when they get to power, then you begin to see something different. But I know General Musa will bring something different to the table.
I think the non-kinetic thing, the definition should be guided by the international law for what do you call the rule of engagement.
Yes.
I think that one should be included in that. Look at what somebody said. He said, yet public enthusiasm must be matched with institutional reforms without full ministerial authority. Over service chiefs, even the most capable appointee, risks being handicapped. Nigerians expect no symbolism but result. So that it is, he's the Minister of Defense now, may not necessarily translate into results. If they don't take instructions from him, they take instructions from the chief of, the commander-in-chief.
Yeah.
And if the commander-in-chief decides to use politics instead of professional advice, because he may decide to give an advice that may not go down politically well with what do you call it, CNC, commander-in-chief.
I don't know why our military, we keep blaming the political class. They themselves have a role to play. Because most times we even see their response. We see, even within the military, we see these issues that are glaring, that we need more professionalism. And look at the issue of the Lieutenant General that was. I think that is a purely military affair.
Yeah.
If they can handle such, I think there was nothing political about that. It is something they could have handled within the military without even waiting. You don't need any orders to go save a brigadier general. So even within the military, apart from the political will, there's a need for more professionalism within the military. Look at our military men. On the roads, we see what they do. Are we telling us that the top people don't know that this exists? These are the things we need. Apart from political will, even the military itself is not what it should be. And I think the Minister of Defense should be one of those people who need not to protect his constituency, but say it as it is. This issue of putting people on roads, stop and search and the rest of it, I think it has outlived its usefulness. It has outlived its usefulness because they are stationary, they know where. I would have preferred even they just be patrolling.
On the road.
On the road, patrolling instead of just being in one place. Or even if there's a checkpoint, you see their vehicles parked there, no patrol, nothing. They just station in one place. If the way you see the camp, you know that this is a camp that nothing has moved for the past 2-3 years. I think we need to change all those. If we don't, we keep doing the same thing, and those guys keep changing what they do. They don't go through the roads.
We can use other security methods. Look at how the various motor parks will be beefed up with securities, so that for instance, somebody is traveling from Jalingo to Okari, you understand that before he leaves the park.
Do you think criminals go through these bandits? They don't go through the parks. They come from the. You are wasting resources if you start screaming people are here. The bandits. Have you ever had a bandit? They say they came through the vehicles.
That is what I'm saying.
You don't
need to station checkpoints to see where criminals are. They don't use the roads again.
They don't use the roads. So the problem is we just once you are stationed in the place, they know your location. They know where you are and they know where to strike. Sometimes what they do is even they copy. They know that, okay, you have this checkpoint here. They go some few kilometers away and create similar checkpoints. And while you are there, you say, oh, it's probably the military or the police, and you fall into the hands of the criminals. So these are some of the things I believe the top brass should know and then advise, because I believe such decisions is not really from the presidency. Decision on how to station this and that, the show of patrol moving up, and
may not be from
it can be from the president. It's various military formation. So I think we should be more mobile with our military than these stationary issues. Then again, is it issue of funds to fuel their vehicles? and the rest of it. These are things that we should come up with. I'm no longer comfortable with we having checkpoints that you can close your eyes and say in the next 2 minutes you will be at a military checkpoint. In the next 2 minutes you'll be at a police checkpoint. You'll be at a mopo checkpoint. It's becoming, we are just there, and they're doing their things around the security network. So those are just some of the things I believe in the experience should bring, and it should advise whosoever is there better. Yeah, let's go to the leadership. The leadership newspaper today say Northern governors others hail General Musa's nomination as defense minister. Says the nomination reflects President's commitment to strengthen Nigerian security architecture. That is Kaduna governor, while Plateau governor say Musa is gallant, courageous, competent. Arewa Forum is expected to make significant impact. So we've been hearing even the Nigeria Middle Belt Forum has welcomed the nomination of General Christopher Musa. So with all this applause, I think the weight on the shoulder of the general is really high, and he has a lot to do.
He has a lot to do, and you should not forget that some of these applause is coming from with a lot of political undertones.
Yeah.
It is about representation. It is about
he's one of us.
A particular person is from this particular geographical region and is being represented. Yeah. Let's see how it goes. To whom much is given, much is expected. This is not a small tax. It calls for more on what he has already done that has attracted this applause. So we need him to realize that if at the end of the day he scaled through the conventional and this one.
Okay, with that, let's go to another paper. The Guardian say chaotic yellow tide travel looms as 15 airlines faces 65% capacity dip. The local air transport sector is heading into yellow tide peak period with a chaotic travel schedule and mass disruptions on the horizon. The pessimism is not unrelated to the state of the equipment in coping with the high demand of the Christmas period. While the local airlines are battling a record high fleet depletion that has reduced the number of serviceable aircraft to 38, the airport navigational instruments still lack a guarantee of steady flight operation in the poor visibility of the Harmattan season. So worried about this double jeopardy, industry watchers said that the development will push the system beyond its limit through December and January, concluding that passengers are headed to one of the most chaotic holiday travel seasons in decades, exposing systemic failures in the country air transport system. So findings by the Guardian show that the number of active aircraft in the fleet of the 15 scheduled airlines are further depleted to 38, down from 44 a year ago. This is quite worrisome. About, let me see, from 38 to 44, that is about 6 aircraft have been grounded. And even before then, it was always chaotic during peak period. Yeah. So it's going to be a hard time for the people flying across Nigeria during this period.
There is a need for urgent intervention. There should be coordinated planning between the airlines, the regulatory agencies, investors, and even the customers or the passengers. There is a need for all those considerations to be taken as soon as possible. The peak period is already here. Very soon, people will start traveling within Nigeria and
yes.
So I think this report is talking about.
No, it's talking about just also within and outside of. But the problem is more because the fleets, the local flights are owned by the local fleets, and if you look at it. Some years back, just some few years back, we had about 15 schedules. Like, okay, we have about 65% drop in fleet capacity in less than 5 years. Industry data showed that 69 aircraft of the scheduled operators are either grounded in the country or the various maintenance facilities outside of Nigeria. So about 4 years ago, the total aircraft fleet of the airlines was 107, So we'll go for a short break. When we come back, the morning show continues. Africa, a land of growth, rhythm, and resilience.
Where every thread of the fabric tells a story.
Every beat of the drum echoes heritage.
And every voice carries the soul of generation.
We are Africa, bold, beautiful, and timeless. At Sun TV, we don't just tell African stories.
We celebrate it in every color, sound, and tradition.
From the past that shaped us
to the future we proudly define.
Sun TV, Africa, seen, heard, celebrated. Sun TV, cause of the nation. Africa.
Do you want to score 280 and above in JAMB? At Taraba Business School, we can make your dream come through. Register now for our JAMB and CBT training. Intensive JAMB and WACE coaching classes with experienced teachers is ongoing. You will also be trained on computer-based training, CBT. Visit Taraba Business School today. We are located opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Taraba State. You can call the following numbers for inquiries: 080 602 69140, 070 634 28464, 080 606 60861.
Every day begins with a need to move with purpose, to shop without stress, to send without fear, to pay without delay. For every rider chasing time, for every home that needs restocking, for every voice that needs connection, for every dream that needs delivery. Now, one app brings it all together.
Supercab, move smart, ride safe, supermarket, groceries, gadgets, everything. Supercash, airtime, bills, transfers, done. Super logistics, fast, secure, right to your door.
It's more than an app. It's your movement, your market, your money, your connection, all in one place. Supergo, one app for services endless. Download Supergo today. Live free, live fast, live smart.
No time to shop, no stress. With Supergo, your groceries comes to you. Partner with trusted vendors, verified stores, no delay, no excuses, just values. Supergo Supermarket, your market now in your hands. With Supergo, your ride is comfortable, easy, and convenient. Supergo is more than an app. It's a movement. Moving people, powering threats, delivering value.
Every day.
I fit fund my wallet sharp. Send money go any bank. Do all my transactions inside.
We launched Supergo yesterday in Yola. Now available in Taraba and Adamawa, and we're covering 36 states before 2026. Download Supergo today, Nigeria's first lifestyle app.
Supergo, move, buy, pay, live.